Heyo everybody, Haku here with a quick brief review of Mahotsukai no Yome Hoshimatsu Hito, or the Ancient Magus Bride, Those Awaiting a Star. Now, I always forget the Japanese subtitle for this, but yeah, either way, this is going to be kind of a quick, brief review, but I wanted to at least discuss and put out my thoughts on the 3-part OVA prequel series before I start reviewing the show week to week, because I do plan to review the show week to week, so I wanted to review this first. Just get some thoughts out there, and I'm just going to talk about all 3 episodes in general here. I guess I'll get kind of spoilerish. I mean, nothing super huge really happens to really, for me to consider it a major spoiler or anything, but if you don't want to know what happens, I may end up discussing something that happened, so maybe watch it first and then come back to the video. But either way, let's go ahead and talk about this. I'll split it into different aspects to talk about, and the first thing I want to talk about are the characters, and I loved it, stemming not just from the character design, and the animation made the character design look really good, because damn was the animation good, but more with what little we know of them. I already feel like we saw so little of them, and yet I already feel like I have a really good grasp on who they are and like where they're coming from with what they're feeling and stuff, and I thought that was actually really good. And I think it's good that, like the magic, they didn't explain everything to us. They let us sort of guess and assume and see for ourselves from what's happening. So, talking first, we're going to discuss Hattori Chise really quick. I thought that her backstory was, I don't want to say really relatable, like it's so similar to me or anything, but I think it's relatable in that it was down to earth enough that basically anybody can understand it and sympathize with it. Like, you can really understand and sympathize with Chise's character, but it's not like so over-the-top tragic anime backstory that it's so over-the-top that it's too much, you know? I thought it was really good, but it was sad. It was, again, like I said, sympathetic, but it was pulled back enough to where it seemed plausible and realistic, not counting the magic side of it, that made it feel more real, feel more relatable. So that was all good. Next up, Miura. I don't remember his name other than Mr. Miura, the librarian, kind of. But either way, feels for this man, so much feels. I really loved him, mostly for showing the kindness he did to Chise, but finding out all of his backstory and stuff from the flashbacks he showed her, him protecting her at the end there, all of it was so good. And I think he may have been my favorite character in this, but I don't know, him or Chise, they were both really good characters. So yeah, even for the little bit we saw him, he felt like a really good movie character, I guess because I just watched all 3 of them and it was basically like a movie. Yeah, I thought that he was a really good character. I really liked Miura. For Elias, I guess is the way that Chise pronounced it. Elias, he had a cool design. I really like it. I kind of hope we get more cool, interesting, unique designs like his. He left me where we got to see a little bit of him. We can assume that from the way he interacted with Chise, that he's kind, but he does seem like maybe, I don't want to say stuffy, but a little bit more of a serious type, not really the goofy, funny type. But he does seem kind and caring in his own way, though he even sort of alludes that he doesn't really understand human things that well. But what was great about it is because we're just assuming that and we only get to see what little of him we see from his interactions with Chise, it sets us up to where he's very mysterious, and it makes me want to watch the series because I want to know a lot more about the character. So again, I think it was great because it was a good mysterious character that it draws you in, makes you want to see more of them. I'm also excited to see more in the series of Ruth and Silky. Ruth is cool. I want to see what's up with the transforming between dog and human form and all that. I think that's cool. And Silky as well, living with them, it seems as though she can't talk. And I think it's interesting to I want to know, like, what she is. Like, when we watch, will we find out she's some sort of golem or familiar or something, or is she just a normal human? Or is she something magical? Because she seems like she's probably something magical if the rest of the household has anything to indicate it by. But beyond the characters, talking about the setting and the world of it, I absolutely love it. I think it's great because it's got this feeling where if you're watching this, you've probably seen a lot of anime with sort of the magic setting, whether it's movies, series of TV shows. But we've seen that sort of thing before, but a lot of times it's over-explained. We get to know exactly how the magic of the series works, what does and doesn't exist for the series, but what was great with this was it was left mysterious. We see these random creatures, but we don't have it explained what they are, so we're just left to assume there's some sort of monsters that exist in this world that only certain people can see, or that they're ghosts, or whatever. But that's the thing, it's left up to us assuming and seeing from the world and making our own assumptions as to what they could be, instead of it just being spoon-fed to us and explained directly. So I absolutely love that. I love the way it's, again, like Elias's character, really, it's mysterious, and because of that, it makes you want to see more, to try to guess more and figure out more about what everything is and what's going on. For the flashbacks, the normal anime city was cool. The library looked really awesome. I like Elias's house a lot. It's so much easier to say Elias. It rolls off the tongue so much more. But Elias's house, because I keep wanting to say Elliot whenever I say Elias. But Elias's house has a really cool, like, European fantasy vibe. It looks and has that kind of, like, with the music and everything paired with it, it looks and feels almost like the sort of house you would see in maybe like Black Butler, or just any kind of setting that's, that whole European countryside kind of deal. I think that that's the best way I would explain it. Then what else? Where was I? I guess that was basically it for the setting. Is the big thing with me is I like that the magic was mysterious and not all that well explained. Or not explained at all, really. It left you to make your own assumptions about the world. I thought that was great. For the production quality, not much to say. The animation and the style of the art was really beautiful. And I think that the music was great, especially towards the end. There was one scene, I think it was the scene where Miura was fading. I thought that was the coolest music pairing with the scene. As for the story, I thought it had great pacing. Everything felt important. All of it led into each other. Nothing was overdone or too over the top. It was a great reveal when they revealed that when Chisei came and asked, is whatever the girl's name was here, and they said, "Oh, you mean my great-grandmother?" That was a great reveal where we find out, oh shit, Miura died decades ago. That was so great. The rat monster looked super awesome that always chased around Chisei and ended up destroying the library. And it made for a good bad guy, and it made for a good tragedy, because you're like, oh no, it destroyed his library, and it ended up taking down Miura. All of that was great. Miura's fading scene was amazing. Chisei, my favorite part probably, I think, was Chisei searching for the lady to give her the book, and then her sort of meeting with the old lady, where Chisei's still sort of the scared child who doesn't really talk to her much, but she delivers the book and hears her words and goes on and carries that with her. I thought that was great. And it was cool as well that we're going to get to see in the show how she ended up how she is now with Elias and the rest from where we left off with her, because where we left off with her, she left her book behind and was like, no, I think I'm trapped in the darkness. So we're going to get to see how Elias and the others pulled her out of that darkness and became her, I don't know if friends is the right term to describe them, but her makeshift family, So that was all great. The ending, like I said, really, really good. And yeah, I also love how we were brought into the flashback, how we got a good few scenes in the first of the 3 OVAs that were just them around the house and stuff that seemed really, really normal, and it built us into it. And I like how we ended fading back into the current life and seeing everything there. It all felt like everything was super connected, and it was all really good. It felt super connected, but it didn't really feel like everything was stuffed in there. Everything had time to breathe. It didn't feel like it was just too much going on. So really, no complaints. I'm really excited for the show. I thought it was a great 3-part OVA, and I'm giving it a very strong 9 Ghost Libraries out of 10. I thought it was great. Absolutely loved it. And I definitely would recommend it, but hopefully you watched it before watching the video. Actually, either way, I guess it doesn't matter. Like I said, nothing too spoilery. This is just setting us up for the show. Either way, though, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, if you did like it, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this 3-part OVA series, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Also, I'll just wait. I'm going to be making a video later in the week talking about the anime premieres for this season. So during that, I'll tell you what other anime I'm watching, and hopefully, if any of you want to be involved in it or know anybody else that does, I would love to do the video that I'm planning to do talking about this stuff. I'd love to do it with other people. I'd love to have other people in there with me, like maybe in a Discord call or something, talking about it. I think that'd be great. So yeah, if you know any other YouTubers interested, or if any of you are interested, then maybe we can work something out. Link to the Discord is, if you want one, just ask and I'll put it in the comments, because we do have a Discord where we discuss all this stuff. And yeah, I guess that's it. I already said like and comment, so subscribe for more of not only this show, but plenty of other anime. I'm doing three for sure, other than Mahotsukai no Yome this season. And you know what? I'll go ahead and give away those 3 here. Since we're just going to be discussing everything I'm watching this season in that video, and what I think from the beginnings of them, and whatever anybody else thinks of things they're watching this season from the first episodes and beginnings of them. But the 3 I'm going to be watching and reviewing weekly for sure are Kujira no Sajo ni Utao, the Children of the Whales. I'm not sure of the complete... I know it starts with Kujira, but I'm not sure yet of the full Japanese title because it's kind of long. But it's Children of the Whales is the English version. Juni Taisen I want to review weekly. And Shoujo Shumatsu Ryoko is, or Girl's Last Tour, I believe is the English working title. Those are the 3 I'll be reviewing. And then also, Hoseki no Kuni is a maybe. It's a big maybe. I don't know if I'm going to review it weekly or not. I really like it, but I'm also not sure that it's quite good to... I don't know if I want to review it or not. I'm still conflicted, still torn. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. I already said if you want a link to the Discord, comment down there and ask. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.